Do y'all ever just go into a bookstore and act like you don't have any other bills to pay? Because that's how I do. Hey friends, welcome back to my corner of the internet where we talk all things thrillers, mystery, and suspense. I am so excited for today's video because we are doing a little book haul. I went a little crazy. This didn't happen in just one day, okay? These are some book of the month books and half price books, so I just wanted to share with you guys and see if you've read any of these and which ones I should read first, which ones are worth it, if any of these are good. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, if you haven't watched my last video where I did a little mini Etsy haul, I told y'all I still had one item left, and it was a candle, and look at it, y'all. It smells delicious. Oh, I'm so excited to use this one. But if you looked closely, they spelled psychological wrong, so I have to get a new one. But I'm gonna burn this one today. I just love it. I love Etsy, y'all. I love to support small businesses, and so many people are so creative. So y'all definitely need to go check out Etsy. Go back to my last video if you haven't watched that yet. What video was that? I only have like 5 videos on this channel and I can't remember what the last video I just did was. Okay, you guys, before we get into the haul, I need some help. I don't know which book to read next. So I just finished All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham, and we're gonna talk about that in another video, but I need another book to read. So y'all have seen me talk about this one before. I'm on a Riley Sager kick, but I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to read this or do I want to read Look Closer by David Ellis? Y'all, I don't know. This one's like domestic suspense, a married couple with a web of lies and secrets and possibly a murder. And then this one, is this one haunted? I can't even remember now. I don't remember. Y'all, a lot of y'all have read this book already, but I don't know which one. Which one should I read, you guys? Look Closer or Lock Every Door? Let me know down below in the comments. Okay, so today's video is going to be a book haul of some of the books I've collected over the last few weeks. I didn't just go and buy these books in one day, okay? I'm not that crazy, but well, I did buy the books from Half Price. I bought like 4 books from Half Price Books, but we'll get into that in a second. But I wanted to talk about my book of the month picks. I can't even remember what month this was. What month are we in? Are we in March? These are my March book of the month picks. And if y'all don't know what book of the month is, it is a monthly subscription, I think for $19.99 or maybe $16.99. I started my subscription in 2022, and y'all, when I tell you I love book of the month, this is not sponsored or anything yet. This is not sponsored, but I love book of the month because where can you get a hardcover book for $19? A new hardcover book for $19 every month. These books are like $30, so I will never go out and buy a hardcover book at like Barnes and Noble and all those. I'm a paperback girl, but book of the month gives you the hardcovers for $19, so I'll do that versus $30. So anyways, let's get into what books I got from book of the month. So the first book I want to talk about is Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Amy Tintera. So this book is about Lucy and Savvy. They're 2 best friends in a small town in Texas, and one day Lucy is found wandering around the streets covered in Savvy's blood. And now everyone thinks Lucy is a murderer, but we don't know what's going on. So I'm excited to read this one. Now, I do think the podcast book trope is it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but I am excited to read this one. And the cover is just to die for. Look how beautiful it is. So the next book in my book of the month March haul is Gone Tonight by Sarah Pekkanen, I think. And reading through the synopsis now, I'm like, why did I pick this one up? I don't know if I really I don't know if I was really interested in it or I just wanted to use my credit. I don't know. So here's what it says. 41-year-old Ruth Sterling is on the run from her past while trying to hold on to her future by protecting her 24-year-old daughter, Catherine. It's always been just the 2 of them against the world, but how well do they really know each other? And what made Ruth, a pregnant teenager all those years ago, run from her life? When Ruth's desperate quest to keep Catherine by her side reveals cracks in her carefully constructed world, both mother and daughter begin a dance of deception. One that begins with the question, who does the darkness lie within? I don't know. I don't know. It's probably going to be a good book, but I probably honestly got it just because of the cover. I'm not even going to lie to you. I probably got it just because of the cover. So I need to go check the reviews on Goodreads and see what people are thinking. Have you read this book? Let me know what you think about it. This might be the bottom of the barrel for me for right now. Do y'all ever just go into a bookstore and act like you don't have any other bills to pay? because that's how I do. Like, I don't know what my problem is every time I walk into a bookstore. I'm like, just throw it in the bag, honestly. But the next set of books are from Half Price Books. I haven't been there in so long, and they really had a lot of good things in there. And so I was very surprised, because usually Half Price Books, well, at least in the Houston area, Half Price Books are like rinky dink and run down. But this one was nice, and they had a lot of new books. So let me show you what I got. Okay, you guys, I got 4 books from Half Price Books for $50. That is a steal when you think like one hardcover book is $30. I got 4 books for $50. And I also have a box of books from Book Outlet in my trunk, but I'm not going to talk about those yet because I just started a UGC, a user generated content page on Instagram, and that's going to be one of the first videos of me unboxing my Book Outlet box. So that'll come to the YouTube channel a little later, but let's start off with these books that I got from Half Price Books. Now, I was a little hesitant picking up this book from this author because I have read Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. I read that like 2 years ago, and I thought that was one of the worst books I've ever read. Everyone says Megan Miranda is like a queen, the queen of like the slow burn, and I don't mind a slow burn when it's done correctly. A slow burn should not equal boring. Like, just Such a Quiet Place was so boring. I'm looking at it right now and I'm just like, I need to unhaul this book because it just it makes me upset looking at it. But I did want to give her another chance because I've been seeing this book all over the place, and the cover is just so pretty. And it is The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. I don't really know much. I think this is a book about, well, let me just read the synopsis. So it says, 7 hours in the past, 7 days in the present, 7 survivors remaining. Who would you save? A decade ago, 2 vans filled with high school seniors on a school service trip crashed into a Tennessee ravine, a tragedy that claimed the lives of multiple classmates and teachers. The 9 students who managed to escape the river that night were changed. A year later, after one of the survivors died by suicide on the anniversary of the crash, the rest of them make a pact to come together each year to keep one another safe, to hold one another accountable, or both. And then it's just a lot more. That doesn't seem very interesting right now that I'm reading it, but we're gonna make it happen. So I'm excited. I am still excited to read this one. Hopefully she doesn't piss me off like she did with Such a Quiet Place. Okay, so the next book that I bought from Half Price Books is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. So I kept going back and forth between No Exit and The Last Word. So I'm currently listening to No Exit on Everand, which is formerly known as Scribd if you listen to audiobooks. But I was like, okay, do I listen to No Exit or do I read No Exit? But then I found this one first, so I was like, let me just get it. And it was cheap, $14.99. You can't go wrong with that. Emma Carpenter is living in isolation with her golden retriever. One day, she reads a poorly written but gruesome horror novel by author H.D. Cain and posts a 1-star review that drags her into an online argument with none other than the author himself. Soon after, disturbing incidents start to occur at night. To Emma, this can't just be a coincidence. It was strange enough for this author to bicker with her online about a lousy review. Could he be stalking her too? This seems like it's gonna be juicy. Hopefully it's not boring, but I'm here for it. I haven't read any Taylor Adams books yet, so I'm excited to see his writing style, and I'm listening to No Exit. The narration is a little boring right now. Like, I don't know. I know that's a great book, but I need to give it, at least another chapter or 2. So, but I'm excited to read this one. Let me know what you guys think about this one. The next book I got was The Locked Door by Frida McFadden, and I honestly started listening to this one on Everand about 2 weeks ago, but the narration was just not it. Usually Frida McFadden's narrators are like, it gets me through the book. It's very entertaining and juicy, but this one I was like, all right, girl. So I was like, I don't want to read this one anymore. So when I saw it at Half Price Books, I was like, all right, $8.99. Let me pick this one up because I know it's going to be a juicy book. I couldn't get into the narration. So this one says, some doors are locked for a reason. While 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement. Until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars, and Nora is a successful surgeon with a quiet existence. Nobody knows about her past, and she'll do anything to keep it that way. Then one of her young female patients is murdered, killed in the same unique and horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. Somebody knows who Nora is. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime, but she's not like her father. The police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in her basement. One thing Miss Frida's gonna do is have you all over the place trying to guess who done it. I feel like I'm playing a game of Clue every time I'm reading one of Frida McFadden's books. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I don't see this one like all over the place, like The Housemaid. I read The Housemaid. I've read a lot of her books, but I don't see this one as often as like some of her more popular books. So hopefully this one is just as good as all her other books. Okay, now this next book, y'all don't judge me, but I've already read it. But I read it like 4 years ago, and I cannot find the book to save my life. And that book is Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. Y'all, I had this book in the hardcover, and I got it from Barnes & Nobles for like $5. No, I'm lying. I got it for like $10. And I read this book like 4 years ago, you guys, and I cannot find it. I was like, I've been feeling like a crazy woman for the last like year trying to find this book. And because I have almost all of Alice Feeney's books. Actually, I have all of them. And I wanted, you know, my little, actually no, I don't have I Know Who You Are by her. I don't have that one. But I want to have all of my books by my favorite author on my little bookshelf. And so yes, I bought it. I've already read this book and I loved it. And it gives you, this is one of the craziest books I've read in a while. Well, not in a while. This is one of the craziest books that you'll read. And it's just, some people say it's too crazy, it was too much going on, but it's been like 4 years since I've read this book, so give me grace because there was a lot. I remember that I loved it. I don't remember everything about it. So, my name is Amber Reynolds. There are 3 things you should know about me. I'm in a coma, my husband doesn't love me anymore, and sometimes I lie. Like, Amber Reynolds wakes up in a hospital. She can't move, she can't speak, she can't open her eyes. She can hear everyone around her, but they have no idea. Amber doesn't remember what happened to her, but she has a sneaking suspicion her husband has something to do with it, or her sister, or maybe both. Terrified and trapped inside her own body, she slowly begins to remember a night that changed her life. Is she in a coma due to an accident? Is her sister having an affair with her husband? What happened at work with her horrible boss? And who is the person who is silently visiting her bedside each night? I honestly couldn't remember anything that happened in this book, but I know I loved it, and I know it was one of those books where I'm just like, whoa, what is going on? So, and I love those type of books where everything's just getting thrown at me throughout the whole book, and I'm just like, you're giving me whiplash. But yes, so I bought this book again because I wanted to add it to my collection. Okay, so these are the 6 books I've gotten over the last few weeks, and I am just so excited to read all of them. I know I said a few of them looked a little boring, and I don't know why, but I'm hoping I have a great time. So, with new books means getting rid of some old books, so I think that's going to be another video I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, unhauling some books that I just no longer have a purpose for, like I didn't really love them. So I know Such a Quiet Place in the Quiet Tenant are definitely getting unhauled for a fact. I know those books are going. I think I might do a free library vlog type of thing where I unhaul and maybe find some goodies, so I'm excited for that too. So a lot of good things coming in the future of this channel, and I really appreciate you guys, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next one.